Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Sunshine Sessions by the Sunshine Lab. At the Sunshine Sessions, we talk about various topics that are of interest to our parents and our viewers. And one of those topics that I'm very, very passionate about and I feel strongly about is children's mental health. So, mental health hasn't been more important than it is today, especially in children, because there are various factors that surround children, be it bullying, be it disturbances at home, and many more. And with regards to that, I came across these two wonderful ladies who run Safe Headspace. And I thought a podcast was imperative. Let's talk to them and understand more about what they do. But to give you an introduction, here goes. So, Sakshi and Kahinee are both co founders of Safe Headspace, which is a mental health initiative. And it's based in Ahmedabad, is it?
Yes.
And where in Ahmedabad?
Vijayacharasta.
Vijayacharasta. So, Safe Headspace basically is a place where it offers children counseling, it offers multiple activities relating to mental health.
Yes.
And Sakshi is a psychologist, and Kahinee does the on ground
Yes.
operations. And they've come together and created this beautiful initiative. And let's hear more about what they're doing and why it's important for our children in Ahmedabad. So, here goes my first question. So, what led to the creation of this Safe Headspace, and what was the gap essentially in the market that you all noticed and went ahead and created this?
So, Safe Headspace actually started from my own personal journey. I had to deal with anxiety, and while I was seeking for help, I saw that it's still not very okay to talk about mental health openly. And like you said, there was like a huge gap in the accessibility of resources, or just maybe talk freely about it for that matter. So we actually wanted to create a space where we can talk about mental health freely, and approachable therapists, accessible to all, and much more better resources. So it actually started with a low cost therapy platform, but gradually Sakshi came on board and we started developing on different things. So we have mental health products today. We have workshops that we do, seminars. Of course, therapy is an ongoing thing that's there. And recently we started with a vertical of Safe Headspace for kids. So where it's just directed, completely exclusive for kids now.
When I joined her, that time I think I was studying, and I realized that whenever we talk about mental health, it seems very unmanageable. People get a little scared, a little hesitant, and like, I guess that was one of the points that we connected on, that we need to make it more accessible, more
Stigma free.
stigma free. Yeah.
So that's how
we
Safe Headspace
came
came
into
into
being.
picture. And now I think from a small platform, we have grew into something bigger that we didn't ourselves imagine that we'd be doing this in the longer run. Yeah.
So it's a great initiative. So, what emotional challenges do children face today, and why do we have to address them early?
So I think based on what we've seen at the moment, there is a lot of emotional overwhelm. I feel that they experience much more stimulation, much more pressure, much more self-esteem issues than before now, because of course they're exposed to multiple number of things. And the challenges that we see, as you say, that peer pressure, anxiety has come aboard, ADHD, a lot of other things that were not anticipated early on, but now they pose a big challenge. And they do not have the correct vocabulary to express what they are feeling. And that's how those emotions come out in a form of reaction, or like we want to say it, like a tantrum. So these are a big chunk of challenges that they face today.
Why we have to start this early is because when we see adults going through some mental health challenges, we see that they are unlearning patterns of their childhood. So there's a lot of influence about your experiences in childhood through your adulthood, right? So it's always coming there. So when we start this early, we can help them build these skills naturally, build these skills from your lowest levels, so that when it actually gets overwhelming and too much, they're already equipped with those skills.
So, when you say, that there are lots of patterns or tantrums, now most parents would think their tantrums. So, at what point should a parent introduce children to these activities that you mentioned or counseling? Or is it something that you recommend for everybody that, they must do? Because they might just think it's a tantrum and think no better of it, the child will be okay. So, what is the red flag essentially, or at which stage should they start?
So, a little bit of tantrums, a little bit of fun and naughtiness, that's a part of childhood, right? So that comes in. But when you see that affecting their daily lives, causing distress in their everyday lives, I would say, whatever they're doing every day, socially, yoga, academically, whatever they're doing. When you see a little bit of distress, actually affecting that, influencing that, taking it away from a natural course, I think that's when you do it. But also, not only that, this is not something for people who are only struggling. This is not for kids who are struggling. This is more preventative, where you could just help them improve their quality of life, is what I would say. So it's not only for struggling kids, but for everybody.
And if you want to know like an age, so when kids are like 4 or 5, they start understanding these vocabulary, these terms that we use, or emotions for that matter. So I think that's a correct starting point for them.
Okay. So following up, now when you say preventative, right? Now, how does one do that? Do they book weekly appointments? Do they go once a month? How do they gauge that?
So for that matter, we have actually come up with a 12-week program, once a week for 3 months straight. And you just have to register for that. It's basically an emotional learning program where kids understand more about, of course, emotions, but of course build resilience and give them coping tools for as a preventative measure, as in when they come to that issue that they might not have faced it earlier, but gradually do go on.
So basically a roadmap for when they might face a certain
Right.
issue. You're pre-prepping them.
Right.
Okay.
Exactly. We help them build these practical coping tools that they can actually use. We tell them, okay, when it gets too much, these are some options that you can use. You can use these techniques. We also tell them that there's no one solution. That's why we teach you multiple activities, multiple tools, multiple theories are coming into play.
Right. And all these sessions are completely activity based, and we use play, art, movement, everything just to incorporate what we want to impart in a playful way, and of course more engaging and interactive for them.
Okay. So what is this program of yours called, if I may ask?
It's called Mindful Kids Club.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, and they call you and they register for it, like a once a week session?
Yes. Call, message, anything. We are available. Drop down to the studio, of course. Anything works.
Check it out on our website as well.
Okay. And what's the age group of this?
6 to 10.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So that sounds, again, like I said, and so the entire reason that we've
Right.
done this is, from what I've seen and heard of what you all are doing, it's something really important for children today, and this kids club sounds amazing. So I hope a lot of people register and make the most of it. So going up to the sessions, so when you all, actively engage with these children in counseling sessions or in your sessions, so how do they participate? What have you observed? And are there any moments for you that stand out?
So when children first come in, they are actually a little shy because it's a new environment. It's very, very natural. We try to make them feel comfortable. And then through the workshop, when you see after a bit of time has passed, they start opening up about their feelings. They start sharing their experiences. They talk about their parents. They talk about their school stuff, which is very sweet, I would say. And what stands out for us is when they're leaving from the workshop, they're like, okay, when am I coming next? I really want to come back, That's what really keeps us going, I would say. Yeah.
So basically, somebody's listening to them. I think that is something that even we as parents and me myself realize, that there are many a times that your child asks for attention, but you're so busy in the day-to-day, and undivided attention is the best thing that you can give a child. And I think...
And it's not that we are saying that parents are inattentive in any way. It's just that there are multiple number of things. We are actually dedicated to listening them. So, yeah.
So that's what, like I said, I'm very hands-on, but I myself have
Yeah.
to check my, I realize
Yeah.
that there are so many times she's calling me and my mind is elsewhere.
Yeah.
So that
Yeah,
happens,
of course.
right?
It's inevitable.
Yeah. And children, like I said, they love a good listening ear.
Yeah. So one moment that actually stood out for me was there was one kid who had a learning disability. So, and the thing is that the parents also hadn't discovered it until then, and we did. So, to talk to the parents about it, and also in that moment, our entire program is very play based. So there was no understanding difficulty for the kid per se, because it was not academic or writing based or anything like that. So it was much more easier to impart what we knew, because no writing, no learning, it's more of activity, movement. So the kid also enjoyed it, and gradually, of course, through the workshop, we understood that there is some difficulty here, and we had to convey it to the parents. And of course, the parents were, of course, very grateful that they caught it early on. So I think that was one moment. It stood out for me. Also gave us a little purpose as to what we do and why we do. So yeah. Because as you see, learning disabilities are also challenging for the kid. As you're sitting in a classroom and you know that everybody around you is writing certain words, or it's easier to read for them and it's not for you. And again, you do not have that understanding or the vocabulary
As to why you can't.
Why you can't.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in this particular child, without naming names, what is it that you discovered exactly?
We discovered dyslexia.
Okay.
So where it's a learning disability where letters are jumbled up, there's a little lag in reading and writing.
Okay.
So yeah.
So what we do is we will not diagnose it for you, but we sort of nudge the parents that there might be something.
Okay. And then, so do you recommend professionals? How do you give like a future path on how they might deal with that particular issue that you all might
So
find?
yes, with Mindful Kids Club, even before the child is enrolled with us, we send in a form to the parents as to they can give us exactly what they are expecting out of this.
Okay.
What to deal. Every child is different, as we know. So what we should expect in their child as well. After that, once a few sessions have passed, there's always a feedback, there's always a review session and everything, so that it's not standalone just for the kids, but it's also kids and parents.
And this kids club, is it a group activity or is it?
It's a group activity, but we do take very small batches. So we have, a lot of one-on-one interaction. So I would say about 5 to 10 kids.
All right. Yeah. So the last question to the both of you. Now, when it comes to protecting children's mental health space, what is it that you hope and wish for from parents to help protect their children, also to register their children, how seriously to take this? So what are your hopes?
I think the first thing that parents need to do is accept that they are the first emotional role models for the children. And once they accept that, it's basically about being emotionally available and open about it. By enrolling in our program, I think you're giving them a sign, a signal that, you know what, we're here for you, and we want to support your emotional growth and development. And sometimes it can happen away from me also. Maybe I don't have the time, or maybe I'm not available for you. But here is a dedicated 1 hour of the week where you can be yourself. Go for it. And then, of course, it's not a secret. You could always come and, share with them. Yeah. And also, I would say, I want all the parents to know that this is not a counseling session, not a counseling program. It is basically any kind of a learning program that you're giving your children, but this one is for emotional growth.
So great, thanks for that. Like I said again, I will definitely be sending my child whenever you all host something for younger children. And this is something that I hold very close to my heart because, and I've done a podcast on emotional well-being of children before also. And as soon as I found out about this, I think this is something that all parents out there need to know about. And I hope you get many takers And this, I don't just hope for you, I hope for children out there
Everywhere,
as well,
yeah.
right? And you all have found a great space and you all are doing great work. So good luck with that. And I hope our viewers make the most of today's podcast.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much.
Bye.